Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit and Cross Stitch podcast / FlossTube. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Thursday, the 30th of January, 2020, and this is episode 381. Can you believe we're already almost through the first month of 2020? Craziness. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers and a big hi to any new viewers, thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do and why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in all our alongs and giveaways.
Well, we have quite a few things to talk about today, so we probably should get started. Here we go.
Now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
So, I did not bring them to show because I finished them like right after the podcast last week. So I finished Izzy's birthday socks. Birthday socks. So I cast on Valentine's Day socks for the Dr. Hubs. I don't know if they're going to get done in time. I already warned him of that, but because there's something else I'll talk about what I've cast on as well. So this is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. It's on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Kalispell sock in the Pretty Bird colorway. And this is dyed by Lois at Allen Yarn Shop in Allen, Washington. And I did not bring the foot to see where I am. Let's see if I can get a guesstimate here. So these would be almost long enough for, if I was making them for you or me, I would be almost ready to put the heel in. So I have a little ways to go. So that's the first sock working on it, on my 9-inch circulars, that I affectionately call my zoom needles, because you zoom around in circles. The other thing I cast on, so my bestie Katie, who lives over in England, is having some health issues, and I would love to be there with her, and I can't, and so I'm sending her a care package. So I am knitting her what I'm calling my Sending My Love to Katie slippers, using the Bedpeds pattern by Yvonne Mendelsohn. So this is the one that I did for my niece and nephew's birthdays last year, as well as for Katie's boys for Christmas. And I converted the pattern to be toe up. So, and this is the same yarn that I used when I made Lola's, my niece's slippers. I'm on US 5's 3.75 mil and US 7's 4.5 mil needles, and this is Uru yarn, sugared worsted in the roses colorway. It's washing it out. It's dark. Oh, that's probably closer to true. And it has glitter in it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. I need to try this on, actually, because she and I have the same size feet. Because I think I am ready to start. I'm going to do the rolled cuff. And I think I'm ready to start that process. If I'm not, I just need one more repeat. But I've had to slow down a little bit on my knitting because I've been having some shoulder pain and I couldn't figure out why. And then the other day I started knitting. I wasn't, the pain was like very, very, very little. And I started knitting, and within about an hour, it was like hurting. And I was like, oh, so knitting is causing me some shoulder pain. Yay. So I ended up cross-stitching the rest of that day during my crafting time because cross-stitch was not hurting my shoulder. So used different muscles to do the two different crafts. So that is what I currently have on my needles. So I think we are ready to move on to the next segment. Dammy's fighting her cross stitch.
Now we're going to talk about her finished project.
The Dr. Hubs is texting me. This is my finished project for the week. This is my 4th preemie hat of 2020 from my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can get on Ravelry. That's closer to the colors. It's on US 6's 4 mil needles, and the darker color is Lion Brand Heartland in the Kings Canyon colorway, and the lighter is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Worsted in the Green Tea Heather colorway. So, bum. Premiere number 4 for the year. And then I also finished Izzy Socks. So, I guess technically 2 FOs this week. But, there you go. All right, well, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment. And now it's time for FlossTube. Damn it.
I've made so much progress, can't you see? It's been a difficult week, but
Tell us what this is and
so
everything.
I'm working on this now. This is a Madame Leota Tomb Sweet Tomb Haunted Mansion pattern for my best friend. It's by the Witchy Stitcher, and I'm working on the M and the B in Tomb, the second one.
There's not a picture of it, so you can't really show. Yeah.
It's the pattern.
So, okay.
Yeah, Haunted Mansion's fun.
Okay, I made a little progress on 3 different things. So, first up is my Emily's House, which is a pattern by Lindy Stitches. And unfold, unfold, unfold. I got some more done on the outline of the house.
How's it going with your purported mistake?
Well, I haven't done anything else on the border, so I don't know.
Oh.
Because there's like flowers and everything on the border, and I haven't done any of it.
Are you scared?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm afraid it's gonna cause major spacing issues.
Oh.
So. And then I am working on my Silver Creek samplers, my Christmas list. My goal is to have this done by November so that I can display it for Christmas this year. And I got, oops, don't fall. I guess I finished.
You finished a reindeer.
I finished the reindeer.
It's his pupil. His pupil. That's a word.
Do you see? It's like weird because there's white and black stitch.
Yeah, the white is the white of the eye.
I know.
The black is the pupil.
I know. So I finished the reindeer and the snow around it, and then did Christmas and a little bit of whatever the other word is. Christmas.
Blessing.
Yes, blessing.
No.
Christmas blessing. So, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's 20 word sections.
What
And
number word is this?
I'm on the 4th one. But some of them, like, oops, my other project.
Having a great time.
Well, I mean, like Old Saint Nick is tiny. Hot Cocoa is tiny.
Old Saint Nick.
So, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 images. So, I probably should finish blessing at least.
Look at how messy I'm doing this.
How are you finishing it?
In a frame.
In a frame, well, then you'll be okay. So I can't remember how much I need to get done a month. I need to redo the maths on that and see how much I need to get done each month. But I finished, I don't remember where I was at the start.
I don't
Of the
either.
year.
I think you finished turkey dressing. Or like, I don't know.
I know I did woolen sweaters, and of course the reindeer and the moon and the star and Christmas. So, and then, where did it go? Oh, there it is. It's underneath. Oh my gosh, guys. And then I'm doing my Mill Hill kitty kit, ornament kit.
Kitty kit.
Look how much I got done.
I like the way it feels.
I don't. It's very hard to work with. You can't do the sewing method. Oh, I should put like something behind it. There you go.
But if you don't put something behind it, it makes it even cooler. Are you still giving it anime eyes?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's very disconcerting, just because that's not how cats' eyes look.
Well, I don't know how to change. I don't know what I would do to change them.
I don't know. They just look very anime. I think it's
the style.
I think it's mostly that most cats I've seen don't have blue eyes. Like, there are ragdoll cats with blue eyes, but they don't have the whites of their eyes.
I don't know. So we'll have to see on that. So that is all of my cross-stitch progress for this week. But I made a lot of progress on this. I did most of this gray.
Kitty.
Yeah. So
Tune in next week for me to again not have done anything on this because I have an exam tomorrow and then on Tuesday.
And is it midterm exam?
One is a midterm exam. One is 1 of 3.
And this is only number 1?
Yeah.
That's weird that it's midterm time and they're doing the first exam.
We're doing it by chapters, so 1 through 4, probably 5 through 9 or 8, and then 9 through 12. I think it's 12 chapters.
Well, then 1 through 4 must be longer.
Yeah, the first chapter took us like 3 lectures to get through.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. All right, we do have some cross-stitch content in Yummies, so if you're here just for the cross-stitch, stay tuned for the next segment as well. Now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Demi?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. Yummy. Yummy, yummy. Tell us what this yummy is.
He's shy. He has anxiety.
Oh, well, tell us about him.
This is Dio from The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh,
He's soft.
let me see.
Be gentle. He has holes from where he was clipped to the box, and I can't get them to lay flat.
Oh, that's sad.
It is.
Okay.
Ta-da!
I don't think he's gonna stay up there. He doesn't have a flat bottom.
He's supposed to. There are beans in the wheel.
He fell.
You hurt him.
No, I'm trying to.
Ow! You scratched you. Stop! You're hurting him!
I was trying to make him sit flat on your shoulder.
It's okay. I won't let the mean lady touch you anymore. It's okay.
I'm gonna cry.
You made him cry.
You make him cry. I was trying to help him sit on your shoulder.
You just wanted to cuddle in like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, can you tell them about the next yummy?
Sure, we got a bunch of wonderful and incredibly generous cross-stitch goodies from Lori, who is Lavisa on Ravelry, in the mail.
Yes, I could not bring all these with me on the ferry and the bus. It was just too much to carry. So I'm going to put a picture on the screen. But there is a Q-snap. There is a bundle of hoops, including some like rectangular hoops.
Yeah.
That I have never seen that kind before. And I mentioned it in stitching group on Monday night, and they were like rectangular hoops. So I'm going to have to, I think, take them to show them.
Roops.
There's a box of floss. There's a couple of cross-stitch journals.
Oh, Lord.
There's a couple of needle minders. There are some floss thingies like that you can hang your floss on, like I do my my on my ornament that I have it hanging out across the bottom of the paper, there is a couple of like floss organizer things where you can, like if you're doing a big project. So what I saw when I looked, because I wasn't sure how you used them because there wasn't instructions in the box for them, but I saw on YouTube that this one lady, she was doing like a big like full coverage piece, and she had it on like a stand frame thingy to stitch on, and she mounted a couple of these on like the back bar of her frame stand thingy with the floss hanging off, because then you can put your symbols on the little middle things, and that way you can easily find your floss. So that's cool. And then there's a couple of kits. There's one that's a penguin, and there's another one that is kitties that Dammy, I think, and I are going to fight over. It's very cute.
I have a little watch.
And then, and after I took this photo, actually, another parcel came that had a couple, or no, not a couple, it had 3 mounting boards in it for cross stitch. So, thank you so much, Lori, for your kind generosity. We'll keep some of the stuff, and we'll probably use some of it as prizes. So the next time Dammy's home, we will sort through it and everything. But like I said, I just couldn't bring it all with me on the ferry. There was just too much for walking on the ferry and such. So you guys know I love stickers for my planner. And so I had really good coupons this week for Michael's and Joann's. So I got from Joann's, I got the sticker book from the Happy Planner, the Simply Lovely book. It's got like flowers and hearts and things like that in it. And then from Michael's, I got this one. It doesn't have a like name of the theme. It just is themed. It's Recollections. It's very summery. It's got like lots of cats and unicorns and get creative, and it's got some alphabets. It's got some little dot things. It's got like to-do list type things, which I use like on Saturdays when I have a bunch of like my chores that I do around the house on Saturdays. Don't go bake in my heart.
I hate that.
Don't go bake in my heart. There's Perfect with a kitty with glasses. You're my flamingo. I'm feline good.
I hate that.
Did you say snacks? There was another one that I really liked that had coffee and wine, but it also said beer, and I'm not a beer drinker. And I was like,
You could have cut out the beer sticker.
but there was a lot of beer stickers. So I was like, okay. And then an anonymous person gave some patterns to our stitching group, and I got this one. It's Lizzie Kate, Tiny Tidings 3. It's got Fleece, Navidad, Bless Us All, and Merry Christmas.
Oh, you kitty. And you sheepy.
Fleece, Navidad. I'll probably do the sheepy and the kitty. Bless us all. And then the Dr. Hubbs was like, well, but what about the moose? I thought moose were cool. I was like, well, if you...
When has he ever thought moose were cool?
I don't know. So I told him if he wants me to do the moose, I will do the moose. They're small.
Or you could make him do it himself.
I could. They're small. They're only 3¼ by 3¼ inches, approximate design size. They're 52 by 52 stitch.
Get all the supplies needed for the moose and give it to him and say, all right, here's the moose.
Yeah. So, and next week I will have fabric to show you, because my January fortnight fabric came in that Becca and I ordered together so that we could share the shipping cost. So it came in, and she told me it came in yesterday. So I'll get it from her on Monday, and I will show it to y'all next week. So, okay, Dammy, any other yummies other than normal stuff?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Danny?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day. Take your
picture.
Take a look at the prompt for that day. Take a picture related to it. Post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram. Where did he go?
Where did who go?
My son! There he is.
That got rather intense.
Yes.
Okay.
January's almost done. February's list is up.
Yes, I just released it. It is our...
It kept confusing me because it's all green, but it's for February, not March.
That's because it's a frog for leap year. It's our alphabet soup month. So every day except for 3 of the days of the month will be a letter, and you will take a picture related to that letter. Something that starts with that letter.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. Those are our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day.
No idea.
That is not the prompt for today. Today's prompt is, I did it.
10.
I did it.
Yeah.
You interpret it however you would like. We're very cheater friendly on that. You post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad because that's how we find your photo. If you have a private account on Instagram and you're participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy, who is Dammy's Doodles, is following you because otherwise we can't see your photos. So send her a message, she'll follow you, and then we'll be able to see your photos. Yep. And then you might get chosen. All right. I don't think we have any upcoming events other than just my normal Monday night. If you're in Monday and Wednesday night, if you're in the Kids Up area on Monday night from 5 to 8:30, our Kids Up Cross Stitchers group meets at Michael's in Silverdale in the classroom at the front of the store, and we have a Kids Up Cross Stitchers group on Facebook. And on Wednesday nights from 6 to 9, the Kids Up Knit Wits, which also has a Facebook group, meets at the Barnes & Noble Cafe at the Silverdale Mall in Silverdale, Washington. So, yeah. Alrighty, well, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I'm currently, I've read a little bit more of Cymbeline by Shakespeare, but I'm sort of prioritizing As It Is in Heaven and also Gulfview Drive by Arlene Hutton, because she's the author of the next play in the season.
Has that been released to y'all yet?
No.
Okay.
A draft version was supposed to be available for perusing, but it's not been, so, yeah.
And when is the show?
Auditions are the 3rd, which I think is Monday.
It is Monday. No. It's Sunday. No, it's Monday. Tomorrow's the 31st. Okay. I got confused.
Yeah, and I'm also skimming various other plays. I read 2 plays in 1 4-hour sitting on Saturday in the library because I'm performing monologues for them. to be in my book. Yeah. Saturday.
Your audition book, in
Yeah.
case people don't know what you're talking about.
Saturday was a long day. So was Sunday.
Yes.
And Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm also reading The Glass Scientist, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
I assume you're getting 15 minutes of reading in a day. What am I referring to?
The January, February, March RAL read-along.
So this is a quarterly as well as a year-long challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. All the details are in the Ravelry group and in the show notes at...
GeekyGirlsNet.com.
Yes. Oh, I thought you were going to say I have pink hair. And I was going to be like...
I had pink hair on something I wore yesterday.
Here you go. You can have a pink hair.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, so check all of that out. Okay, and there's also bonus entries available, so check all that out. All right, I am continuing to reread book 5 in the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling, The Order of the Phoenix. Rereading it along with Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast and Swish and Flick and All Potter podcast. And this week we read number 12, Grimmauld Place. And this is where Harry is screaming at Hermione and Ron.
Sure.
Because he's mad. It's like all the capital letters. And Ginny comes in and is like, well, hello, Harry. She's just like very self-assured now.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same Ginny we saw several books ago. Okay. And then I started reading, and this one's going to take me a while because it is a thick book, and it's actually a book that has almost like workbook pages at the end of each chapter. It's called Integrative Therapies for Fibromyalgia, Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, and Myofascial Pain.
Oh my gosh, I'm putting that on my reading list.
The Mind-Body Connection.
So interesting.
By Celeste Cooper and Jeff Miller. So, I am reading that. It was given to me. So, I finished reading.
Are you finding it good?
I've only read like a part of. Well, I've read like the intro and everything. I've read part of the first chapter, which talks about like the history of fibromyalgia and like some of the symptoms and like how it's diagnosed and all of that. And then there was like Celeste Cooper actually has all 3 of those diseases, and Jeff Miller is her therapist. And they like co-wrote the book together. And so there's some of her like journal entries throughout the book. And so the last part that I read was a journal entry about like being diagnosed with fibromyalgia.
Like physical therapist or like therapist?
No, therapist. Who like helped her through the process.
I don't know. Is that a breach of the contract?
No, because she gave permission.
Okay. That's just interesting.
Like they co-wrote the book together.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's a breach of like therapist contract.
Not if the client agrees.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay, and then I finished reading book 12 in the J.P. Beaumont series by J.A. Jance, which is the detective series set here in Seattle. I finished listening to The Princess Diarist by Carrie Fisher, which was very interesting. I almost didn't put this on here because I usually don't talk about books that I didn't enjoy.
No.
But I read 1984 by George Orwell because for the Modern Mrs. Darcy 2020 Reading Challenge, you were supposed to read a classic that you didn't read in school. And I don't remember reading that in school. I don't remember ever reading it, and I hated it. But I finished it for the Modern Mrs. Darcy 2020 Reading Challenge.
Okay.
Okay. And then I read book 1, and I'm currently reading book 2 in the Illuminae Files series by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book is so freaking, this series is so freaking cool. It's like it's set in space. And like there is a rival company like that comes and destroys this mining community, and they're trying to escape, and there's an AI and all this stuff. But the entire book is like done in like IMs and emails and like reports that were written, and like if they watch like security video, like the description of like what happened in the security video. It is really, really cool. So the first book was 599 pages long.
Oh.
I read that one, and I'm reading the second one. And the second one thus far doesn't have the characters from book one, but it will. Because I don't want to really spoil, but it will have some of the characters from book one in it eventually. And then I just started listening to, this morning, actually on the way here, the second book in the Charlie Davidson series by Dorinda Jones called Second Grave on the Left. And it is about a Grim Reaper who is a private detective. It does have adult content, FYI. Okay, and then watched one Hallmark movie called Hearts of Winter. I'm almost done with series 13 of Silent Witness. I've got one episode left, I think. But episodes, I think it was 7 and 8, because they're always 2-part episodes, was probably the best of the series thus far. Like of the entire show thus far. Mm-hmm. It was about actually a school shooting. Because the show is about forensic pathologists, and the shooting happens at the school where their lab and morgue is. It was intense, and it was really good, and I cried. So, the Dr. Hubs and I started watching Winona Earp, which is he said...
Is she supposed to be related to Wyatt Earp?
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Okay.
But the Dr. Hubs said, it's a lot like Supernatural. And I said, well, yeah, kind of. So she's like the great-granddaughter or great-great-granddaughter of Wyatt Earp. And like, I think she just turned 27. And apparently that's when she like gets her abilities to fight the demons and supernatural people.
Yeah.
But like so apparently what happens, there's like a curse, and every time somebody in the line,
every time I feel a spirit.
No, every time there's somebody in the line that they die, all of these demons that they killed come back from hell.
Oh, that's
and then like the next person in the line has to kill them all over again. So
happy birthday. By the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. NCIS season 17. So Torres was targeted and was hit by a car.
Oh. Because
he was going to testify in a case of this woman who killed her sister.
Oh.
And he knew he was a witness.
Oh.
And like this happened years back. And so she had her new boyfriend run him down with a car.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but he's okay. He survived.
Oh.
Yeah. Criminal Minds season 15. This is the final season. What's his name that has all the kids?
I have no idea.
He's young. He's from the other Criminal Minds that got canceled.
Oh, Gary Sinise.
No. That he was one of the other he was one of the other guys on there.
Oh, I don't know. I know who you're talking about now.
What was the name of that show?
Yeah.
Beyond
Boundaries.
Beyond Borders. Anyway, whatever his name is, they had another child was born during that episode.
A baby.
But Penelope
there we go.
helped a woman who was being stalked. And she was very emotional, Penelope was, about it, because she was remembering stuff in her past. Stumptown Season 1, started watching Star Trek Picard. So good.
Good doggy.
So good. Data was in it. Yeah, so good. And then Will Wheaton's The Ready Room. Very good as well. So the Dr. Hubs and I will watch episode 2 tonight. Death in Paradise Series 9. Supernatural Season 15. Oh my gosh. So, like, what happened was, like, all of a sudden, I guess Chuck, like, cursed them, and they started having, like, the worst luck of, like, Sam burned dinner, and...
Just, like, mildly inconveniencing stuff?
The car broke down.
Oh, yeah.
Dean was having tooth pain.
Those are just mild inconveniences.
I know. But it's like all these things that they never dealt with. The credit card was declined. Just things like that. But Dean ended up having dental surgery because he had 17 cavities. Because God. And, oh crap, what's his name? It was a guy who's been on before and he came back. But anyway.
Kevin?
No, not Kevin. Hold on, I'll look while I'm telling you.
Bobby. Baby.
No, it wasn't Bobby. I know who Bobby is.
Bobby.
Anyway, he's a dentist and he did surgery on him. And like, so he put him under so that he could do this. And Dean was like having like weird like dreams and stuff. And he did this whole tap dance routine.
Interesting.
Garth.
Okay. That didn't happen to me when I had dental surgery.
Yeah, Garth and Dean did this whole tap dance routine in Dean's mind. But they actually did it. Neither one of them were tap dancers, and they had to learn how to do it, and they did really good, and it was actually very funny. And then, okay, hold on. I'm going to look at Criminal Minds so that I can tell you, because it's going to bother me that I can't think of this guy's name. Simmons. Matt Simmons. Him. See?
I knew who you were
Okay.
talking about.
Okay, and then Dammy.
Oh.
I totally texted Dammy, like, Doctor Who, Series 12, best episode since Jodie Whittaker took over as the Doctor. Captain Jack Harkness is back. But he didn't meet Jodie's Doctor.
Oh.
He thought that Graham was the Doctor. And then he thought that Tosh?
Who's Tosh?
Is that her name?
Yes.
Yaz. Is her real name Tosh?
Her real name is Mandeep.
Who's Tosh? Brain. See, y'all, this is why I have to have my BFF IMDb. Yasmin. I don't know why I said Tosh. Yasmin. He thought Yasmin was the Doctor as well. And then there are 2 Doctors and 2 TARDISes. 2 women Doctors. 2 TARDISes. The other woman Doctor is supposed to be from the Doctor's past, but neither one of them have any recollection of each other.
MB.
And then
find out who Tosh is.
I don't know who Tosh is. Maybe Tosh is from a different show.
Tosh, were you thinking like TOSH or TASH?
Don't know. No clue. Yaz. And then, let me just tell you, the Jadoon, they're bad. They burned up a woman's knitting that she had spent 9 weeks knitting, and then they killed her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was not nice. You don't burn up people's knitting.
Tasha's from Torchwood.
Maybe because I was thinking Captain Jack. Okay. But they need to bring Captain Jack back again. More. So he can meet. And beware the lone Cyberman.
Okay.
That's what they had to tell the Doctor from Captain Jack. Okay. Supergirl season 5. Wynn was back.
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? I had to answer a survey for psych.
Oh, okay. Call the Midwife series 9. Murder Mystery season 13. Murdoch was framed for murder and he got arrested.
Oh, again.
And Prodigal Son season 1. And then I have a couple of shows I didn't get to watch yesterday because I just didn't get a chance to watch them. So, listening to My Favorite Murder podcast. Today's episode was so interesting. Georgia talked about 2 cases where in each case a group of teens was wrongly accused and tried and found guilty and in prison, and then found out that they weren't guilty. Yeah. And then Karen talked about a case that actually they just arrested a guy from these cases that started back in like the early 80s, and they found it because of familial DNA, because his son got arrested and DNA taken, and when they put it through CODIS, there was a familial match.
I forgot that I listened to some of the podcast. I'll tell you. It reminded me because you said Georgia, and the host is a friend of Georgia's.
So it was a really interesting episode. Okay, well, tell us about it.
So I had to read all of the U.S. Constitution, Declaration of Independence, all of the amendments, and also read the French Declaration of the Rights of Man, which is much shorter than all of those, for UCore, which is one of my core university classes. And someone mentioned, hey, if you want the Constitution read to you in like a humorous way, listen to this podcast. And so it was an episode of the podcast called Ologies with Allie Ward. And she goes into like different stuff. So that one was nomology, I think, with like the study of law, and she had a
interesting
doctor of law in there. But then she made a second part to that episode where she read the whole Constitution plus all the amendments. And now I'm like listening to like some episodes. I listened to Felinology. And on Fearology.
I haven't listened to that podcast, but I recognize the woman's name. What else have you been listening to?
Cabin Pressure, random Spotify playlists.
I've also been listening to my CC's Faves Spotify playlist. And
I can see it in my sidebar.
You can, and I've been listening.
Yeah.
And guess who I added?
Michael Bublé.
No, he was already in there.
I don't know.
Because it popped up, even though the album is old, Megan Hilty from Smash.
Oh.
And so I added all her music.
I didn't know you liked her that much.
I do like her. She was in Smash, and I really liked that show. And she's an amazing singer. And then I've also been trying out sleep playlists and setting a sleep timer. I did not like deep sleep at all. It was very weird for me. I listened to Sleep last night, and it was better. These are the like Spotify playlists. So, alrighty. Well, I think that's everything for this segment. So let's move on to the next one.
Now we're going to talk about our December, January, February.
Walking in a winter wonderland.
Ow.
Yes, go for it.
So this started on the 1st of December. It feels like a no time period right now. It started on the 1st of December and goes through the 29th of February, and it's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, spin, stitch, or so that you can convince us is related to winter. If you can't think of anything, you made it in the winter. And there are a couple main rules. The first is that no whips are allowed, so your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of December, finished no later than the 29th of January, and each project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin must be at least 20 yards. If your project isn't 20 yards, you should group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards. If you'd like a ruling on like stitching or sewing projects, you can message Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com.
Use your best judgment though on that.
You can feel free to polydip in other make-alongs that are going on. That's as long as it fits in with other rules, that's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to our donors. If you want to get a closer look at these prizes or see where they came from, you can go to our show notes, geekygirlsknit.com, or tune in to the first podcast of every month. You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It is GGKWinter1920. The FO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of March, and winners will be drawn for the next podcast after that, and any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it. There's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can discuss your projects and where I give shoutouts to people who finish projects, but I also do that here. So, Ange is Hip, Bolshevik Muppet, DJ ID, I Now Hour, Falling Star 12, Joe Dadiah, Little Angel SG2, El McCall, Little Mermaid, Mary Beth 1199, Meditative Crafter, Mockingbird Maid, Mystery Sewer, Nicole S, Nikki Knits, Phoenix Fire, Sam Ash Williams 94, and Shirley Knits 123.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You have just a smidge over a month to go to get them finished and posted. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
Now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
Yes, so what is the question for today, Tammy?
This week's question is from Amy, who is Amy Bingham from Oregon.
No, A. Bingham.
Oh, A. Bingham. A. Bingham from Oregon.
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 That's close to us.
Do you set reading goals for the year? Oh my gosh. As far as how many books you will read in the year. I set goals on Goodreads for the number of books I'm trying to read. If you do set goals, how do you track your progress?
Dammy.
I tried. No, I just I go with the flow. Now I've read far more plays than I ever thought I would in a 30-day span.
Yeah. I think your
plays can be really. Both of the ones I read ended kind of bittersweetly. It was ow.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I do track my reading. I tracked it on Goodreads. For 2020, I've set my challenge goal as 200 books. And thus far, I have finished 21. And so I have 11% done, and I'm 5 books ahead of schedule.
Ahead of schedule?
I'm ahead of schedule. So, I think you can follow me on...
You can.
But I don't remember what my thingy is. Let's see if I can find it. I don't write reviews. I will star rate them when I finish reading them.
Even for ones you really hate?
No, I just gave it a 1 star and put it in my UGG list. Yes, you can follow me on Goodreads. Goodreads.com/AlmonCC. ALMONCC. I don't think I could put a underscore or dot or anything at the time.
Wait, you have a 3.74 average? Is that the books rating you back?
No, that's the average of the ratings that I've given. 3.74.
The book's rating you back.
I have given 1,437 ratings.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. I started using this, I guess, in 2015. And I have 13 books on my UGG bookshelf.
Oh.
Out of 1,436. So, see there. 1984. 1 star. I would have given it 0 if I could have. So yes, I do track my reading. I don't track it like in my Bujo or anything. I just track it there, which it's nice too because since I do read so much, sometimes I can be like, oh wait, have I read that? Which like that's been the thing like with the In Death series and the Stephanie Plum series and the Numbers, or is Stephanie Plum Numbers?
I don't know.
I think so. In like the Alphabet series, like I couldn't remember how far I had read because that was before I read those before I started using Goodreads. So this is helpful to me to be able to go, oh, I did read that. So, yeah. What about y'all? Do you set reading goals for the year? And if you do, how do you track your progress? So, and then in my Bujo, I am tracking my Modern Mrs. Darcy, though. I'm over halfway done already. So, I told the Dr. Hubs that the other day. He was impressed. Since we're still only in January. All right, Dammy, if somebody has a question for us, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That is correct. All right, I think we're ready to move on to the next segment. Made it to the end of the show. Okay, just a reminder, there won't be a regular episode next week. If you have any like video you want to send me to put in, and then I'm probably going to either do a knit with me or a stitch with me, and just like chit chat for a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and then we'll be back to regular episodes the week after that, unless next week, Dammy, because I'm supposed to go with Becca to First Thursday at Acorns and Threads, but she is sick, and she like got better and then got sick again.
Oh dear.
So if she's still sick. But hopefully she won't be. So, but that's the plan currently. So, any other announcements?
No.
All right. We'd like to say a humongous thank you to everyone who supports the podcast. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how it is you support us, whether it's with thumbs up, agrees, loves, subscribing, watching, commenting, participating in owls, asking questions, doing the read along, whatever it is. But especially thank you to those of you who support us financially, because it does cost money to do a podcast, with like shipping and technology and behind the scenes stuff. So there are 3 main ways you can support us financially if you so desire. The main one is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount of money a month to your favorite creatives. And it's like all the way at like $1 a month is the cheapest for us, and I think $25 is the highest level.
Ow.
There are multiple levels in between though. So it's a place where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. So I guess I'll be doing Patreon rewards next week. Since it's the first week of February. Dammy, if somebody is interested in learning more or wants to sign up, where should they go?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsnet.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the slide bar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you are going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, there are links to those Amazons. Click on your respective one, shop as normal, and we earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you'd be doing anyway. Okay, Dammy, why don't you tell them where they can find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsnet.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
All right, and with that, I think we'll tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely weekend. Well, Friday, if you're watching this the day it goes live, and weekend and next week ahead. And we will be back with you in some form next week. And until next time, happy crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Did Mama come home? Did Mama come home? How'd they go with Dammy today? Did you miss Mama? Did you miss Mama? My sweet girl. I love you. I love you. I love you, sweet girl. Say hi, podcast. Hi, FlossTube. Hello.